Hey, Fair Forest, I hope you're having a blessed day. It's Pastor Chris, and I'm here to tell you about this weekend. So as we make plans to come back into the building to worship together, there are some significant changes that we are making to our service structure and our service schedule. Before I start with the instructions, though, I would like to share with you why we are going to all of this trouble. I can tell you for a fact that it is not because it is easier logistically. We're actually making everything much more difficult. And this is also not because we're afraid of COVID-19. There is no fear that has motivated our decision, any decision that I have made regarding the weeks that we were online only, as well as my decision to move us to 2 services for the next few weeks. My decisions have been made because I want us to be able to worship together in person in our church building. The safer we can be, the more precautions we can take in the short term will hopefully allow us to continue together uninterrupted, and most importantly, to help us be the best stewards we can be regarding the health of our people. Also, as you will hear me say continually for a while, if you have tested positive for COVID-19 and are still showing symptoms or are still in the active phase with the virus according to the CDC, please worship with us online at 11 o'clock. We will continue to stream our 11 o'clock service, but the early service will be in-house only. If you have been around someone who has COVID-19 or around someone who has symptoms and is waiting on a test result, please worship with us online at 11 o'clock. Again, these protocols are not to limit us, but to actually allow us to continue to worship together, which I believe we all agree is what we desire. Now, here's what you need to know. We will be offering 2 worship times for at least the next couple of Sundays, a 9 o'clock and an 11 o'clock. And depending on the COVID numbers in our area, we might extend this revised worship schedule into the beginning of October. So for this Sunday, I'm asking those in our congregation and church community who are 60 years of age or older to attend the 9 o'clock service. Those who are under the age of 50, I'm asking to attend the 11 o'clock service. For those of you who fall between the ages of 50 and 60, I am giving you the option to attend either service, with the early service being the time we are offering for those who are at a higher risk for COVID complications. So these are unique instructions, and there are even more unique instructions for each service as well. For the 9 o'clock service, I'm asking that you enter only through the breezeway doors. Please make use of the back parking lot of the court and the courtyard parking area for this service. For those attending the 11 o'clock service, please use the drive-through entrance only at the side of the building over where the offices are. Our goal is with this to limit cross-contamination between the 2 services. And in addition to using different entrances, I'm also going to ask you to sit in specific areas. For the 9 o'clock service, I'm asking everyone to sit on the left side of the sanctuary as you walk in, same side that you park on, preferably in the pews on that side of the building, but also if you need to move into the center section, please sit on the left half of the center section. For the 11 o'clock service, it's exactly the opposite. I'm asking that you fill in the right side of the sanctuary and the right side of the center section as well. We have roped off every other pew in the sanctuary to keep social distancing measures in place. We are encouraging people to wear masks on their way in and on their way out. And if you feel comfortable doing so, once you sit down in the sanctuary for the service, feel free to remove your mask. We will have masks available for those who need one or who want one once they arrive. The 9 o'clock service will end at 10 o'clock promptly, and that is to give our team an opportunity to clean and wipe down any shared spaces like the bathrooms and the lobby foyer area. Because of that, I'm asking that you fellowship outside once the service has concluded, and that we do not linger in the sanctuary or the foyer after service. And I'm making the same request for the 11 o'clock service. Please do not arrive early. We will begin seating people at about 10 till 11. And after the service, as we have asked, please fellowship outside, not in the foyer or sanctuary. We will not provide children's church this Sunday. We are looking at adding that the following Sunday for the 11 o'clock service. So if this is going to be a family service this coming Sunday morning. So bring your kids with you, let them worship with you, and they will get to see you worship. You can sit together and worship as a family, which is what you would be doing if you were online only anyway. So it's not that much different, except we get together in the building. I realize that there are probably things that you would say to me by way of instruction. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? I am fully aware that this is an imperfect plan. So if you could, just allow me a bit of grace as I do my very best to try to be wise in stewarding the opportunity that we have this Sunday. And if you have suggestions, then maybe let me know those things after the Sunday morning services so we can implement them next week. But unless there's a glaring discrepancy between safety and gathering for this Sunday, just try to walk with us through this moment as best we can. I love you. I want us to be able to worship together forever. I want us to worship together in the building safely, and then when Jesus comes back, we'll worship together without any social distancing at all, right? But our goal in all of this, again, I stated, is that we be able to continue to gather together in worship and not have to go back online only if we can help it. The numbers in our area are still high. People are still getting sick all around us. But by God's grace, those in our community who have been sick or who have faced COVID issues, quarantining, isolation, all of that, we are getting healthier as a body to the point that we feel comfortable implementing this two-service strategy so that we can come back together starting this Sunday. I can tell you that I've prayed a ton, not only about the COVID cases in our congregation, but about doing this for the next few weeks. This is not just something that I had as an idea on a Thursday morning. I have brought this to the council. We have gotten feedback from each other. We have talked this through as much as we can. I have done my best to shake some trees to make sure that people will attend the early service. And I'm asking you as your pastor, even if you don't love the idea, I'm asking you for at least a couple of weeks, if you can, if you fall into those categories, if you're either 60 or above, 50 to 60, or you're in a high-risk category, please try to make the effort to come to the 9 a.m. service. I know it's earlier. I realize that. But just think how early you're going to get out and be able to eat a late breakfast or an early lunch, right? While everybody else is coming in to worship. So I'm just asking you to do your best to help us make sure that we have the most opportunities to worship together in the house. That's it. That's my entire motivation. I don't have any hidden agenda here other than doing our best. I can tell you from my standpoint, I'm going to have to preach twice this Sunday. That's not easier. That's literally twice as hard as what I usually have to do each weekend. But I'm willing to do it if it allows us the opportunity to worship God together in the house and move toward a time when we can gather back together all at once in the 11 o'clock service. I will tell you as well, I'm praying over these services, and I would invite you to join with me in praying over these services. We are not going to be so hard to deal with that if you show up at one service or the other and you fall into another category, we're not going to walk you out the door. Ushers are not going to run you off. That's not the way this works, okay? I love you, and we are a church family, and we're going to figure this out, okay? So if you have to come to one or the other, even if I've asked you to join with the other one, it's okay. It's okay. We're going to do our best to get through this. So I love you, and I want you to be able to worship with us. And if you can't make the early service, come to the 11. If you can't make the 11 service, then even if you're younger than 60 or if you're younger than 50, come to the 9. But we're going to spread out, and we're going to make sure that we're as safe as possible as we do it. So I love you, friends. I thank you for walking with us through the season. I thank you for being so encouraging. So many of you have been so kind to me and my family for your prayers. I covet them still, so continue, please. But I look forward. I can't wait. I've got a word from God. We're going to finish up our series from Acts 27 this week, and I cannot wait to deliver what God has given me. So I look so forward to seeing you in the house as we worship God together, as we open the scriptures and let the bread of life be served. I love you. Thank you for everything. Let's worship Jesus this weekend.